Be sure to check out my Patreon for weekly exclusive interviews, extra content on VeVe and Omi, and building generational wealth, as well as money management tips from experienced whales. Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another VeVe and Ecomi video. So this one is going to be about something that I had no idea was taking place. I want to actually know a little bit more about this, and I guess spread this in case this is something that really is big in the community and it could be helpful to some people. So what's going on, I guess, is people are being shadow banned. And what that essentially means is I actually had a channel shadow banned a while ago. I was on track to 1 million subscribers at the point in time. I had a lot of Call of Duty content on my channel. And what happened was PewDiePie ended up saying something racist. So that somehow, basically what he said, it limited everybody who had ever posted Call of Duty, and it brought down Call of Duty's channel so far. So I had old Call of Duty content on one of my channels, and it stopped my growth in its tracks, yo. It literally stopped my growth in its tracks. Like, the only way I was able to pick back up, I had to delete my entire Call of Duty history. Like, to this day, that's one of the things that's pissed me off about YouTube, because my entire history and what made my channel, what made me from the beginning, it's all had to be deleted at that point in time, because I was more driven towards the future than I was about holding on to my history. And now that I've, accomplished a lot, it's like, man, I wish I could have looked back at some of those videos, see who I was, see how much I've changed. Because ironically, I started off on YouTube as pretty much just a motivational speaker in the Call of Duty community. So it would have been interesting to see myself back then. And also, I used to write out everything. I couldn't just speak on the fly. I've not always been the person that I am today. Like, I really used to write every single word, read it from a piece of paper, and that used to be every single one of my videos. Obviously, I would edit it, make it smooth and stuff like that. It wouldn't be easy to tell that I was reading, but I mean, it's just crazy to see how far I've come, and it would be nice to be able to look back at how I was and who I am now. But anyway, that being said, so that's shadow banning, when they basically like halt you from getting whatever result you're looking for from whatever platform you're on, and you really have no idea about it. You have no idea what's going on. But that being said, be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and let's jump into it and see what's happening. Shout out to VeVe Vibes.
What's up, guys and gals, and welcome to VeVe Vibes, where I love talking all things VeVe NFTs, speculation, and of course the market. So before we hop into the topic of this video, I do want to give a huge shout out, and that might be something I'll do probably more often in my videos, which really will throw or do anything but Willy Ultra Rare at shadow banning. So a lot of shadow banning can mean a bunch of different things based on the platform that you're currently on. So I actually did a quick Google search on Wikipedia. Some people call it shadow banning, stealth banning, ghost banning, comment ghosting, like all kinds of terms for it. But basically, it's the practice of blocking or partially blocking a user from their content, some areas of an online community, such that will be not readily apparent to the person that's been banned. In this case, sometimes if you do a search for a typical YouTube account, or maybe for a certain user, they just won't show up in the search engine at all. Sometimes you're completely barred from certain online features. It'll tell you that there's an error, there's something wrong, but that's not necessarily the case. You're basically just barred from even just interacting with that part of the content. So that's kind of one thing I want to mention here is I actually learned this just recently with the most recent drop. I think it was the Spider-Man as well as the Human Torch like combo comic. So for the longest time, and in case you guys don't know, I do use 2 phones on drops, and that's completely okay. There are a lot of users that use 3 phones, 4 phones, as long as it doesn't get to like a ridiculous amount. So far, VeVe said is fine. I've noticed that my extra phone, I've never put gems on this extra phone. I've always just, for the longest time when transfers were available, I'd always just transfer it gems, play the drop. If I get it, great. If not, I just transfer the gems right back, and then it's almost like as if nothing happened. So far, my extra phone has never had gems transferred over to it. So essentially, what shadow banning means, and it's something I've seen a lot in VeVe Vault stream, even people mention it in my stream. I know it was most recently mentioned at I think 2 AMAs ago, where Reese kind of talked about it. To be honest, I think it was a Twitter space, so it's kind of hard to find that information, and I don't want to go through the whole 2.5, 3 hour Twitter space to find a one minute question that was asked. But essentially, Reese, someone did ask, like, hey, what's up shadow banning? I noticed my extra phone just can't go for the drop at all. You guys typically see something like this, right? We've all seen this, whether you win the drop or when you don't win the drop because it's all sold out, or if you're shadow banned. That's another thing. Shadow banning typically happens when you have a second phone. On your main phone, I would assume at some point you upload a gem so you can actually play drops.
Yeah, that's so. I guess this is why I've never experienced this. I rarely go for drops, but when I do, I only have ever used one phone. I don't use multiple phones. So yeah, that's interesting.
So your main phone is probably fine, but this is usually an issue when people have multiple phones. They're trying to go for drops. You'll see this, all editions have been allocated. And for the longest time, I thought, I'm like, man, like, why does my other phone just not, is it always just late? Like, what's going on? But I noticed that sometimes I can buy multiple NFTs on a drop with my main phone, but my other phone, I just can't. It'll just keep saying this. All editions have been allocated to other users over and over and over. Even though my other phone, I'm just like, buy. I could do it over and over again. So essentially what Reese said, it was something along the lines of like, well, there's an issue with like the purchasing not algorithm, but something wrong with like the purchasing end of things, and they might fix it. I'm not entirely sure what was said, but all he said was just there's something wrong with the purchasing, which is technically true. So one thing that I found out which does fix this 110% of the time, and it's something I wanted to test because we do have that Disney Villains drop coming up on Saturday, which is I was like, you know what, I'll try it. This is something I heard on VV Vault stream from other viewers. VV Vault himself has said it. People on my stream have said it. So this is pretty anecdotal from multiple sources, but I feel like if you have enough sources talk about it and it's true and it worked for me, it's got to be true. So I wish I had a video showing you guys of me trying it before and it didn't work, and then like me purchasing the gems and then going back. I forgot to record it on my phone, but it ended up did working. So what you have to do essentially is just buy gems on that account. So on my main phone, I've purchased probably a couple hundred gems since I've been on the account.
Buy gems in order to buy stuff on VV. Now let me stop. I mean, it's the most basic advice ever, but that's interesting. So I guess you can't send gems; you have to buy them. I mean that's a pretty simple enough fix. I think that I think that would kind of be obvious at a certain point. I don't know. Well, maybe not. I mean, but if an account has never bought gems before, then technically, I mean, if you have the gems, you should be able to spend it. But I guess I can see how something in the code would be mixed up, that if you have never made a purchase, you might not have access to a feature type of thing. So, yeah, I mean, and that could be suspicious activity. So that could fall a little bit into bottish territory if you're buying things and you've never made a purchase before. So that first purchase could be what unlocks all of that. So it makes sense even from a programming standpoint.
For the last like 9 months or something like that. But on my other phone, I'd never bought gems. I always just transferred at gems or transferred at NFTs, but I've never actually bought gems on this account. So essentially all you need to do, and it's confirmed with Android, I would assume it's confirmed with iPhone, but I assume most of the people that have confirmed that it works uses iPhone as well. All I had to do was buy 5 gems. I did this about 5 minutes before the drop, and sure enough, I bought 5 gems, got uploaded to my account. I tried going for the drop and it worked just completely fine. So I didn't get this error anymore. We said all editions have been allocated. So for all of you guys,
yo, how many of y'all have actually been dealing with this? I had no idea. Like, and that's the thing. People don't be telling me when something is going on, yo. I don't be knowing when stuff is going on. I be kind of late to certain things because most things that impacts the community just don't impact me because I guess the way that I move. I don't go for drops and things like that. It's not exciting to me. I know how to make money in the marketplace, so I just be going crazy now. It's like I don't need to do a lot of stuff. Like, y'all gotta let me know when there's something going on impacting y'all. That way I can reach out to people, try to figure some stuff out and figure out some tricks and stuff. But yeah, I mean, how many of y'all been dealing with this? Because I did not even know that this was a thing, to be honest. I would have tried to figure out some stuff for you all sooner if I would have knew this was a big problem.
Guys that do have multiple phones and you're trying to go for the drop, and it's weird how one phone you can just keep buying over and over and over again, and when your other phones just keeps on saying it, all editions have been allocated, it just does it over and over again. What you need to do is basically just buy gems on that account. So just link your credit card, your debit card, whatever it is. I think it's fine. I don't think VV really reads into like the actual card number or the name. So if you do have the same card on multiple phones, I do think that's completely fine. It's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, that if you're gonna be buying stuff for your kids not gonna have a different credit card for like they're gonna use your same stuff, they're probably gonna use your same credit card unless sending gems does work at a certain point, and they're gonna have to make it so you're not automatically shadow banned at some point because you are gonna be able to send gems to your kids and stuff. So yeah, they're gonna have to fix that.
Seeing how all this plays out once KYC is actually rolled out to the platform. If KYC is rolled out and you're basically barred from going for drops based on you not being a unique user, or you need to have certain KYC, whatever it is, I'm sure you could use family and friends and stuff like that to go for it. But as of right now, it seems like the only way you can kind of get a phone that's never put gems on the app to work, and you're not getting that all editions have been allocated error over and over and over again, you just need to buy gems. It's worked for me. I did it, like I said, about 5 minutes before this comic drop, and I wanted to make sure that this phone was able to work before that Disney villain drop on Saturday, because that will be a drop I'll most likely be going for. It's going to really depend on what the Medium article says here in probably the next few hours when they do release it. So just wanted to share this. So a lot of people didn't know what shadow banning was. Some people thought it was a myth. It definitely works. It's worked for me.
Yeah, it sounds like something crazy. Sounds like something weird that people just make up who can't secure drops, but I can understand how that would be a real thing.
You know, I know it's anecdotal, but I've heard it from tons of other people in the community that run multiple phones, and so that is basically the fix that I've seen. Is there another fix? Potentially, but this is the one that I know works for sure. All I did was upload 5 gems. It worked perfectly fine. I don't think you need to upload any more than 5 gems. All they need, I think there's some sort of mechanism or some sort of algorithm or whatever it is on the back end of Vivi where it says, look, we want to make sure that this account is legit. We want us to see actually money be put into the app the legit way to kind of confirm that it's a legit account, right? At the end of the day. And this kind of started happening shortly after they disabled the transfers.
Yeah, the bot thing. It sounds like a mechanism put in place to see to help defend against bots. I mean, obviously bots are not, you're not gonna put a credit card in for every single bot and buy gems that way. So this is a pretty strong defense against bots because it forces you to have to actually not auto create accounts and send gems, like just disperse a bunch of gems different places, but it actually forces you to have to connect credit cards to every single account and buy gems that way. So like it makes it a much more of a hassle. And I think real people with multiple accounts don't have a problem doing this, but I feel like bots would definitely have an issue linking their credit card to multiple accounts because you're easier to track at that point. So this is actually a smart form of defense. So it's interesting seeing them doing this.
All that stuff probably like a few weeks back, so before we can do gem transfers, and then a few weeks after that they're just completely disabled NFT transfers. And I think this is their way of just determining whether you're a legit user, because bots, people that have tons of bots are not going to upload gems, you know, on it the legit way. Probably not likely at all whatsoever. So I think it's just for people that are legit and they do want to win drops the normal way, the legal way, whatever it is, with 2 phones, they can just put 5 gems on the account. So all right, and for the 5 people out there that don't know how to buy gems on the app, so what you first want to do is on the homepage, it's going to look.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure y'all should know this. If you're on Vivi and you don't know how to do this, get off my channel. I'm gonna be honest. If you don't know how to buy gems, go somewhere. But nah, like that's pretty much it, y'all. Be sure to check out the rest of the video. If you do want to check it out, subscribe to his channel, man. He does amazing content on a regular basis. I just saw this video. I saw that it looked like a very serious topic, and I wanted to spread the word about this. I usually assume that crazy stuff like this is just conspiracy, but this is actually something that immediately makes sense. I love the way he explained it. Excellent job with this video and actually having the answers to it. Shout out to Vivi Vault for finding this. I'm pretty sure like a lot of stuff, Vivi Vault gets a lot of Vivi related questions, obviously. So yeah, he finds a lot of dope things, finds a lot of information, and he knows what to look for because he's constantly interacting with his audience streaming. So yeah, shout out to Vivi Vault. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace out, Joe.